Texas. Okay, you're on mute. That's good. And welcome! Today's soundtrack is going to be The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Because I'm a dork. However, today's theme for the art itself is going to be Splatoon. Well, I do plan to get Splatoon eventually, I just can't get it right now. Because I'm going to be busy, I'm trying to be busy because I like art and right now it's the only thing that is going to feed me. Therefore, oh, almost forgot. I'm going to need this. Smudge card. I will post a link eventually. Mine is starting to get messy, but that's expected. Should have posted a note upstairs because I got the bad feeling that as soon as I'm going to start getting really into it, my parents are gonna come home and go, "Hi, Shiro, how you doing, honey?" I love them. So let's get started. The color I want to go with this one is probably going to be a pink Inkling, probably a girl. I really feel like drawing something pink today, so that's what I'm gonna go with. And they also, whoops, wrong pencil. They also announced that there was going to be a new weapon tonight, which is going to be an ink brush. So of course I'm going to draw that. Because, well, I'm an artist, and weirdly enough, to go with that, today I'm going to try out a new pen. If I remember well, the name was about as long as my arm. It was a Kuretake, a Zig Cartoonist Menso brush. Of course, I got my reference. Whoa! Sorry about that. Got my reference right here. That's what I meant to do. Oh man, it's a good thing I keep a case on this thing. And suddenly, violence! And at least in the meantime, you get to enjoy some pretty good stuff. Pretty good music from a pretty good game. So pretty much everybody wins. For those wondering, no, I still haven't edited and posted the previous 2 videos. I've been busy, but now I got some free time again, so I'm going to get on that this weekend. I like that. I'm at a difficult part of the drawing and the music just go da 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 da. Probably going to change that foot around. Put it like this instead of sideways. Of course, that's just constructions lines, so I don't know yet, however, if I'm going to do the usual Squid Girl, Inkling Squid Girl, or if I'm going to do a kind of fan art version with my own hair. I should probably do the fan art one because I don't know if I'm going to do the inking right, seeing as it's a new brush. Of course, the weapon itself is not shaped like that. I'm just taking some artistic liberties. I'm the boss. I'm the oldest. I do what I want. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for the fan art version. I'm still gonna make her pink, despite my hair being blonde. This is the first time I draw an Inkling, so please forgive me if it's not to your liking. Oh, we're in Kakariko. I probably mentioned this before. I'm good at playing games, I'm not good at beating games. Just like everybody else, A Link to the Past is one of my favorite Zelda games, but I've never beaten it. But I honestly don't remember if it's because I myself lose patience or interest in it past a certain part of the game. I tend to be a bigger fan of talking in those games than anything else. I like to talk. Does she have shines in her eyes? I don't think she does. There. This is about the closest approximation of my own hair that I can do with tentacles. It's still cute. Might as well go for the kind of clothes I always wear too. So you guys are probably gonna get bored real fast, seeing as pretty much the only thing I wear are black geeky t-shirt. About 6 of those are Batman shirts. And jeans, always jeans. Got some good news in the mail. Well, in the email today. I just can't really mention it until everything is official, but I will make an announcement when the time is right. This is going to be part of the stuff I'm gonna use the new brush for. Oh, speaking of, just got a notification. Just gonna check it real quick. Okay, nothing important. So I'm just gonna quit that. There we go. Sorry, I'm so easy to distract. Gonna put some paint splotches, make it more interesting. I'm staying in this style because if I made it a little bit more like myself, I would be way thicker over here. I'm a squid now, I'm a kid now. Considering I started to look like I do now at around 8, it would still count. I'm still gonna draw those nice big stick running shoes they wear in the game because that's the kind of shoes I like to wear too. Running shoes are comfy. Ooh, a mini game. I hope this drawing is going to be all nice and messy. Okay, we're going to... For now, we're going to use an old favorite. Just to put some base color on. Not all the base color. Because if I can work it out, I want it to be part watercolor, part marker. A little bit of everything, really. There we go. Now I'm using my usual watercolors because remember during the baby video the other watercolors were of a cheaper version, and while the colors did look nice, I had a serious problem when I started erasing the pencil under them. And we don't want a remake of that. So I'm using my normal watercolors. And a lighter shade on the underside. But I did hear that you can get the colors different depending on the colors of the hair tentacles and the eyes. You can make them different from each other, so I'm probably going to put some green eyes here for the simple reason that I have sort of green eyes. I don't really have green eyes, I have hazel eyes, but the closer you get, the greener they get. So I tend to always draw myself with green eyes. And of course, the kind of jeans I wear is pretty much always blue jeans. So I'm gonna have a base color of blue jeans and then gonna try to add some splotches on top once that coat is dry. finally, I think I still have a... Yeah, I do. I wasn't sure what kind of colors I was gonna use, so I'm kind of building my palette as I go instead of using up all my colors at once when I know I'm not gonna use all my colors at once. So this time I'm building it as I go. There we go. Absorb. Of course it's seeping. Oh well, no big deal. Usually I can fix those mistakes pretty good. You've seen me do it before. Grab some of here, put it over here. I'm storming the castle right now, aren't I? I think the reason I don't really beat it is a little bit because it gets a little hard for me and I tend to lose interest in the game. I just do. Probably because it's more action than talking, but on the opposite end, I don't like when there's too much talking. That's actually the reason why I never even started Final Fantasy 12. I have it, I just never left the first town. They wouldn't let me. They were busy telling me the story when I'd rather live it. I'm sure it's a good game once you're past it, but... man. There, miss. I'm gonna mess with some, probably some green or purple or something. Because it can't just be my own color. I mean, I'm fighting here. So it's for the good of all of Squiddom. Oh, this is a dark pink. Oh well. It's okay. You just gotta work with whatever happens when you use watercolors. Probably gonna use this green again. It's a pretty green. I'll make it a little darker there. There we go. Red and green once again. What are the friggin' odds, eh? Oops. Oh well. Well, That's a lot of oops for the first 22 minutes of this video. Maybe dungeon music is making me nervous. It doesn't really have to be a turf work, and I guess I can add another color in if I feel like it. Just give me a couple seconds to create it. I'll be right with you. Yeah, my original box does not come with a pre-made purple, so I kind of have to make it on the fly. So I mean, why not have a turf war with 3 teams? Probably gonna have to add a second coat to my eyes. They look pretty pale from here. There we go. Bristles. The base coat at least. I'm still in the shot, I'm still in the shot. You know, it was still interesting back in The Link to the Past to see a church. I think they called it a chapel, but it wasn't exactly a temple. There was no actual worshipping going on. But it was interesting that in The Link Between Worlds, they did have a chapel, but they admitted that they stopped using it. As there was no more fates in Low Rule. Need to dry this up. There we go. I'm probably going to have to temporarily stop the video to let the watercolor seep in correctly. So I'm warning you guys in advance. Speaking of seeping, come on. I wanted at least part of this thing to be made in watercolors for obvious reasons. But for example, the laces, the skin, they're very likely going to be made with marker. Splatoon is a very interesting game. But like I said, I'm not in a hurry to purchase it because it's very heavily based in online play, and that's just not something I usually go for. I just don't. I'm not big on online play. If I could just get the souls without ruining too much of the picture. And the soundtrack is already almost done, so I'm probably going to switch to another game when I come back in a bit. But we're at least going to finish over here, and I'll see afterwards when I come back. So there's some lines it's okay, like the laces if I go over it, because I'm eventually going to go over it again with a white ink. To bring them back, so to speak. There we go, soak in a little bit. There we go. Now, the eyes look at least dry enough for me to attempt this. So I'm going to try out my new brush and see what it can do for details. I have no idea how this is going to react. This is the first time I tried this brush. So if I don't talk a lot, it's because I'm very concentrated on what I'm doing. And it's okay if I ink right away with this ink because it doesn't mess up with the Copic ink. If I'm careful, everything's gonna be alright. Well, so far it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And it works great on details. I'm noticing one of my writers has tagged me in a post. I still get my my notifications while I'm filming this. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, I am going to check it out. Yeah, the drawing's a little crooked, but like I said, this is a test because I'm not yet used to this brush. And I'm going to draw dimples for the simple reason that I have dimples. I do. Oh, you can tell I'm not used to this brush. But it's okay. That's what testing is for. But, however, the blame is all on me because this is a really, really good brush. The only faults it has is me not being used to using it. It's brand new, I got it this week. But I decided to wait for the live stream session to show you guys. To try it out for the first time. Kinda like a blind let's play, but for pens and brushes. It's also to show that even if you're a professional, you can always learn new stuff. All the time. And well, at least the next soundtrack that should autoplay right after that is going to be Donkey Kong Country 1. So that's gonna be interesting. More interesting than me trailing off while trying to ink with a brush I'm really not used to. And I also know that there was a Splatoon fan art contest a while back on Tumblr and on Facebook and stuff like that. Problem is, I can't participate in those types of contests. Shoot. Because I live in Quebec and we have this law that includes all contests like being part of the gambling laws. So in order for Quebec to participate in contests like that, the contest makers have to pay a small fee. But they don't want to, or it's too complicated. So they just don't let Quebec participate. So that's always an issue with me with art contests. You know, it kind of gives it a little sketchy look, kind of, sort of. So, I like it for this picture. You know, I still have copies of, there we go. Man, you're shiny. Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 for my SNES, sorry. Now I'm going into dangerous territory there. They were hand-me-downs from my brother cousin. They are good games and they're good for the nostalgia muscle. I'm just not really that good at platformers. I'm not that good at games, period, but I'm better at single-player RPGs than platformers. I'm better to strategize than to use actual skills, pretty much. Like, for example, with Terranigma, I was able to beat the game while only using magic for that really irritating boss, which is not even the final boss. There, if I don't push too hard. That's another thing. The only reason I try to ink with a brush as much as possible is that I tend to have a death grip on my stuff. And you have to be delicate with a brush. try not to ink too much the actual splatter. Purely artistic choice. That's the overworld tune, isn't it? Oh, as expected, I got a notification. Mom sent me a text. If I don't reply soon, she's going to call the house. So I better hurry up and finish this. There we go. This is going to do for now. I'm just gonna let it dry and I'm going to finish it in a bit. And this is what the brush looks like. I just rinsed it from the ink. It rinses pretty good, considering my water is completely black and needs changing anyway. So I'm going to stop the video for now. There's going to be a second part in a couple minutes. I'm going to wait for this to dry, and I'm going to finish putting the colors I want to put. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Center, and now.